We want to welcome Rose and Lizzie to the Minnesota Podcast and Content Studio. Ladies, welcome. Thank you for being here.
It's great to be here. What a great concept.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
You guys are a little bit unique because you live in the world of also helping people share their message. And so I love talking with my fellow communications folks, so it's always a treat. But Rose, I want to ask you, why is it, first of all, actually, what did you think of the Minnesota Podcast and Content Studio when you first walked in?
It amazed me, and here's why. It amazed me because I expected to just see a small studio, a boxed-in small studio. And what I saw when I walked in is options. And like, oh, there's this scene and that scene. And so I could imagine the hubbub of having guests in here and the choices that we can make in terms of where and how we want to tell a story with a guest.
Right, and just pick a set that has the vibe of what you want to talk about.
Exactly.
Which is so important. I love the story you shared with me about listening to an audio-only podcast, and then when that person decided to transition to do video, talk about what you saw and you felt that made a difference, that maybe made you want to take some possible different action yourself.
Definitely. We all hear that expression about, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And it's true. They really have to work together. And while it's great to listen and imagine and have a sense of what something is all about, when you can see the visual, and in this particular situation, the podcast is an interior design and remodeling podcast. And so I wanted to see those colors, and I wanted to see the textures, and I wanted to see the rooms, not just hear them. So adding the video component brought that podcast from, an A to an A++.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. Our eyes are very important. What we see is very important. It impacts how we feel, for sure. Lizzie, you obviously have worked in communications many, many years, and you're on this journey now to see what video podcasting can do to help the customers and the clients that you all have. And so what are you excited about how this could change the game for clients who decide to use video podcasting?
Yeah, I'm really excited because, as we all know, video is everything, and especially the engagement that it has on social media. Even on places like LinkedIn, you're seeing some, not as many as you would think, but some podcasts popping up. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this can boost engagement, reach younger audiences for people as well, since we know, when I was trying to frame this up, it's like when you're trying to reach people who probably have little kids, are looking for their dream home, like these people are busy, they're doctors, lawyers, whatnot. I love the idea of just like, even if you have 5 minutes right before bed where you check Instagram, then you can see, the video clip. And I think it's such a great way to reach more people and meet them in a space where they already are. So,
and I might piggyback on that. We know that when people see something or hear something short, if it resonates with them, it will prompt them to reach out. And in the situation of what we're all trying to do with our clients, we want people to inquire. We want people to get more information. So a video podcast doesn't have to provide everything from soup to nuts. It just needs to provide enough to create the credibility and the urgency to get in touch and learn more.
Yeah, that's so important. And I'll piggyback off the concept of the Instagram short video, too, because I, along with many people, picture myself laying in bed, scrolling real quick. Oh, that caught my attention. It was only 20 seconds, right? But if it was interesting enough, then I go and find the longer format, right?
Yeah.
And so I get drawn in to that person who's trying to share their message with me. So cool. I don't want to end before I, for sure, ask Lizzie how you felt or what you think about this podcast studio when you first walked in. Can you share that with us?
I was definitely blown out of the water. I was also kind of expecting it to be like, I love music stuff, so I've been in some music studios before, and I was kind of picturing it like that because I didn't realize that you guys did video as well, and so I was expecting it to be like a small, kind of dark room with just like boring, just very audio focused, I guess, and like cramped is kind of what I was picturing. Like, to be fair, I didn't look at the website. Like, I flew in blind to this. I will say that.
Cool.
Like, yeah, I came in with just, no expectations, but certainly blown out of the water at how polished everything is, how great you guys are too. Like, yeah, it really has my gears turning of not only for this potential project, but then also other potential projects in the future too. So
That's what it's all about.
Definitely.
Looking
Yeah.
at the different sets and the creativity juices just start to turn.
yeah,
Yeah. so
definitely.
awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us at the Minnesota Podcast Studio. We appreciate it.
Thanks for your
Thanks so
hospitality. It's
much.
great to be here. We can't wait to tell people about it.
yeah,
Please do. Thank you.
yeah.
We got a 5-minute
Fun
little snippet.
stuff.
Yeah.